lost him. And you know what? It was just about to get good, too. It was just getting good. We lost
Should
him.
we take the break and maybe he'll call back? I don't know.
You know what? We can take the break, and we can see if Ethan can reconnect with him, because I want to hear where he goes with that answer. I don't know. CJ, I'm just saying, we just started bringing up some deep stuff, and then it gets cut off. Is the Illuminati listening to the show? Just saying.
Welcome back to the show. 3 minutes away from 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. 3 o'clock.
That's it. I'm going home.
Dang, man.
See ya.
I wouldn't even be on the air on any of our stations before 8 o'clock. I don't know where that came from. Reading, it's hard.
Well, I think when you have a... I'll say in all candor, when you're in a foreign country and a monkey in a diaper sitting on your head, you're asking for trouble.
Discussion can end there. That's right. Boom. It's a definitive statement on the issue. Now we move on.
So how many times have you thought about that was a bad idea that I had a monkey on my head since you had the monkey on your head?
Every time I go visit Dr. Pellegrino, my personal doctor. Do you know what it's like to tell your doctor that?
Well, Doc, I also had a monkey. Excuse me? Had a monkey on my head with a diaper on. I bet you that's the first time Dr. Ron has ever heard that one. He's probably heard a lot of things.
He's heard a lot. Yeah, Dr. Ron has.
He's one of the great West Virginians. He's up there from the Northern Panhandle.
He's awesome.
Tremendous.
Yeah, Dr. Ron. Good dude.
We were talking in my office a little earlier, and a phrase that Ryan used that I was really kind of gobsmacked over. He started a sentence with me. He said, "We were watching football on Thursday."
I know, he did the same thing to me. He did this. Is this like Earth 2?
I said, what?
He came back and started telling me about the Cowboys and the Chiefs game.
I know.
You were watching the Lions game on Thanksgiving Day.
Well,
what happened? What happened to our little Ryan?
Well, when my Uncle Bill and my Uncle Chris asked if I want to watch football with them, I don't say no.
Okay.
So, because I'm not a recluse anymore.
So if you have uncles that are big sports fans, do you get some creds? Are you like, hey, I'm actually you want to kind of sports show, syndicated?
Well, I don't.
Statewide.
Well, I don't want this to be a sports show.
Second game this season that Honors had 8 threes. Second time he's had 8 threes, and his coach has pulled him out with over 4 minutes to go.
You're up 40.
Yeah, but coach just does not want to see him get that record.
There may have been a discussion about that on exactly where he was in the number.
Did you let him know this time?
But there was a discussion about where he was with the number. But at the end of the day, Ross decided the juice not worth the squeeze there. With 3.5 minutes left is when he pulled him out after the timeout there. And that's a guy with a lot of minutes on his in his body. You need to rest him. But 2 out of 11, you got to think maybe he's going to approach that again. Here's what's wild. In those 2 games where he's just been one off of Alex Ruoff's record, he's now a combined 16 of 20 from 3 in those 2 games. So he didn't just make 8 threes, guys. He was 8 of 11 last night. He was 8 of 9 when he did it before. 16 of 20 combined in those 2 games.
Across this great state of West Virginia, welcome in high school game nights. I chuckle a little bit, folks, because it said early edition.
As compared to the
Only
rest
edition.
of the edition, yeah.
Yeah. Tonight is going to be interesting, to say the least.
10 seconds remaining.
Going to be a direct snap here.
Snap back. It's Tyler. Tyler fakes the run. He throws. He's got an open man. Pass top 10. 5. End zone. It's a touchdown. Pulled in by Nestor. 3 seconds left.
Are you kidding me with the play call right there by Kevin Whiteman? Again, forget the game-winning field goal. Whiteman says, we're going to try and win this thing right now. The direct snap to Tyler sucked everybody up, and Nestor slips behind. What an unbelievable, gutsy play call, and then perfect execution by these Falcons.
You had a moment of clarity about when it all started to make sense for you?
It did, because I didn't want to be a filmmaker growing up. I didn't even know what filmmaking was growing up. I used to watch Oprah and Katie Couric, and that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a journalist. I wanted to be you. And I worked at West Virginia University's radio station, had a very thick accent. People would call in and make fun of me. And so I asked my roommates, my college roommates who were from Baltimore, to teach me how to talk differently.
Really?
Yeah. And it's a loss, I feel, from that. And it's probably one of the reasons why I love documenting people that are authentic. Like, I don't know if I'm authentic, but I think the people I find are very authentically who they are, and that's what draws me to them.
Live from West Virginia's capital city with news from across the state. This is Metro News Midday, presented by Salango Law, with 13 News and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron and Metro News' Dave Allen.
Welcome into the 2 o'clock hour, Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Stephanie Pauly, Matt Guitar Murphy, our producers today. Open line West Virginia coming up at the bottom of the hour. 1-800-765-TALK, or you can text 304-TALK-304. It's Metro News Midday.
Metro News Midday is presented by Salango Law. SalangoLaw.com. Join in by calling 800-765-8255 or text 304-TALK-304. Let's go live to downtown Charleston. Here's Dave Allen.
Thursday edition of the show, Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Enjoy that, at least here in the Kanawha Valley. During the break, I was able to look out the window here. That's, they give me a window to look out every 3 hours. It's in the contract. I get to look out a window every 3 hours. And we got sunshine here in the Kanawha Valley, but you better enjoy that, because tomorrow, the cold temperatures, the cloud, then Saturday, it's snow, it's ice, it's snow and ice, it's locust, it's I don't know what everything's going to happen all next week, but it's going to be a mess. So enjoy it while you can. Our guys at WVRC Media Charleston are out on our parking lot, 1111 Virginia Street East in Charleston, for our third annual WVRC Media Charleston Sock Drop. Drop Your Socks is actually the correct title. Teaming up with the folks at Union Mission on that. And if you are listening to us anywhere around the state of West Virginia, you can go to the website wefeedpeople.com and you can make your donation. And what we are doing is we are collecting socks to be given to those, teaming with Union Mission on that. And I don't know exactly how many we have out there right now. I know that we had about 200 pairs, 200 to 250 before we even started at 7 o'clock this morning. I always say we have the greatest listeners in the world, whether it's here in Charleston, whether it's in Martinsburg, Elkins, wherever we are, wherever you are, you always help us out. So it's going on our parking lot, 1111 Virginia Street East in Charleston till 6 o'clock tonight. And again, Union Mission is here with us. We're going to talk to the folks from Union Mission and Rob Reel from 96.1 KWS here in Charleston. This is kind of his baby, but all of our stations are involved in it, so we're going to talk to Rob about that coming up a little bit later on. Plus, Open Line West Virginia at the bottom of the hour, 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. I want to welcome in now Tiffany Hoban, who's the Director of Educational Partnerships and Strategy for the Cardinal Institute. She joins us now. Good afternoon, and welcome to the show, Tiffany. Great to have you here.
Great. Thanks for having me, as always. I hope you're wrong about that locust thing.
I just make stuff up, from time to time. Locust, disease, famine, I don't know. I mean, I'm a person who does not like winter, and I'm very, very sorry to my good friend Joe Stevens from the West Virginia Ski Areas Association, who every time I say anything negative about winter, he'll text me and he'll say, do you know how much money this brings into West Virginia for ski? And I said, I know. I understand that, but when I'm leaving my house at 6:30 in the morning and I'm sliding on I-64, that's not where my mind is right then, okay? My mind's not on a ski slope at that particular time. So anyway, all right. So, we have seen, Tiffany, in the news over the last, year, 2 years. I mean, it's been a while. Some situations going on with public schools in West Virginia. And matter of fact, little facts here. About state takeovers and things of that nature. 9 counties in just 2 years have been taken over in West Virginia. Now, we're not really going to get into the whys and so on and so forth. Maybe we will later. But you're looking at this from a financial standpoint. I mean, that they all uncovered these, what you call, your words, troubling patterns that in the end affect the students in West Virginia. Give us the overall, then we'll break it down from there.
Yeah, so I noticed, like you said, that there were quite a few of these special circumstances reviews on the DOE's website, and I thought, well, I wonder if they all have something in common, right? Like if there are common themes here, then we need to address the themes and like what might those be. And so I started digging and reading through these things, and the one kind of major thread across all of these is financial woes, and it has to do a lot with budgeting, FTE positions. Sometimes it's fraud and abuse and waste, but they all seem to have like sort of the same common denominator of financial troubles. And so I just analyzed that from a perspective of, well, what kinds of things would you do to prevent these things from happening in the first place? So the front half of the paper that I wrote is really just summations of the DOE's investigations. And then the back half of the paper is like, what are some things we could do to kind of prevent these things from happening in the future?
Well, and we just had breaking news within the last couple of hours, and we had Jeff Jenkins on, as we always do, to update us on the news. I don't even know whether you've had a chance to read this or not. We'll have information posted at wvmetronews.com. This situation out of Hancock County, which has been the most recent, that there's just been all sorts of issues, and that first came to light last week, during the state school board meeting, whatever. Officials got fired, so on and so forth. Now there are allegations, and again, we are reporting on it, as are other entities, allegations that in the Hancock County school system that bonuses were given all employees twice a year, which apparently is a violation of what they should be doing there. And that's in your writing. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but in your writing, this is just the latest that you've seen of some of our county school systems in West Virginia.
Yeah, and that wouldn't be the first of those either. I hadn't heard that about Hancock yet, but there were districts in the last 2 years where they were giving out stipends through avenues that people weren't supposed to use. Like the one that comes to mind is a superintendent was collecting stipend payments for like extra duties, and which is something teachers qualify for, but like superintendents don't qualify for. So there's just a lot of like working around the rules, paying people for extra hours and after school tutoring and things like that were not really on the up and up. And it's unknown to me, and doesn't say in the report, whether these things were because the personnel that were doing them weren't trained and like didn't know that wasn't something that they were allowed legally to do, or if it was deliberate or not. So it doesn't indicate that there, but in either case, obviously it's a problem.
And you talk about that, you say despite a $1 billion increase in education spending since 2017, enrollment has dropped by well over 30,000 students, multiple counties facing multiple million-dollar deficits while operating buildings at sometimes as little as 22%.
Yeah, and so in some cases, we're building new buildings. And so, we've had a lot of influx of money. The legislator has obviously increased the budget from the state for schools to operate year over year for several years. And schools have had access to ESSER funds as well. And so that's been a $1 billion bonus over the course of 5 years, right? Not all at once into one budgetary season, but there's been a lot of money pumped into the system that wasn't there before. And we're still seeing districts that are -3 million, -7 million. And, in Hancock's case, unfortunately, like teachers are waiting to find out, if they're going to get paid or not. So, these are obviously like very troubling issues, and they're taxpayer dollars.
Talking to Tiffany Hoban again, who's the Director of Education Partnerships and Strategy for the Cardinal Institute. You talk about the academic crisis in West Virginia. 17% of West Virginia 8th graders are proficient in math. 4 out of 5 students not performing at a grade level. And you say that in your reviews and your writings that you were able to find, your words, no coherent instructional system across the district. So I'm reading by that District A is not necessarily doing the same thing that District B is doing, and they're not working together, or not, as we would say, in Southern West Virginia, we're not singing from the same hymnal. What's the story here?
I like that analogy. So West Virginia has standards, just like any state does, and the expectation from the top down is we gave you a set of standards to teach from. So like a, say, ninth grade English teacher has a list of standards that she's supposed to teach during the course of her ninth grade ELA class. The fact that there's no adopted curriculum is what I was talking about.
Okay.
So, in a lot of states, the state will say, hey, look, we looked at all these different curriculums. These 3 or 4 sets of curriculum match up with our standards. We think you'd be safe to teach from these. And they incentivize districts to buy from those curriculums. And it keeps everybody kind of close to operating on the same page. That way, if you move from, say, Wheeling to Morgantown, your third grader, there's a reasonable expectation, right?
Right,
Sorry,
yeah.
not your third grader. I use ninth grade as an example, but there's a reasonable expectation that your kid will get the remainder of the year will look very similar to what was happening in the classroom that they left. Because our state doesn't recommend curriculum, and districts are kind of just getting whatever they want to get and not, and I don't know at school levels, of course, I would not have any idea whether at school levels principals are enforcing that, saying, look, we bought you this curriculum, you kind of like, you need to use it so all our schools are on the same page. So it's certainly not a top-down ask from the state that the curriculum is consistent from one area to the other. And we have a lot of transient students in West Virginia that are moving from school to school. And so that starts to become a problem when their knowledge base isn't building from year to year. It's kind of like scattershot.
Mm-hmm. Well, and when we look at our students, and you said we do have a lot that are transferring, and we all know about the foster care crisis in West Virginia.
Yeah.
There's the stigma of the problems with addiction that come along. But on a little bit of a lighter note, there, we've seen with the athletes and the transfer rule, that you've got, and I know that's not something that you're particularly into, but my point in saying that is that you could have a student athlete that is attending multiple schools in their 4 years of high school. And if they do that, then, as you said, I mean, I would think that the recommendations are that if you are attending A high school, it should be the same as B high school. But you say that's not the case.
Well, not necessarily. I think the standards are the same, but a good curriculum that builds from one year to the next, where we're saying, okay, we want all of West Virginia. Like, you have to picture in your mind, what does the ideal student look like walking out of 12th grade?
Okay.
What are all the cumulative things that we want them to know? Are we choosing curriculums that build from year to year, that are consistent from school to school? And I know, there was pushback, and I don't necessarily agree. I don't agree with like the Common Core system to have some super enforced, highly strict curriculum like that. I think there's lots of room for teachers to choose their instructional strategies and schools to make decisions about how they deliver things to students.
Right.
But I think what we deliver to them should be incredibly consistent, because we can imagine what we want that 12th grade student to look like when they walk out the door at the end of their senior year.
The final thing that you talk about is safety concerns, and there have been documented. We've talked time and time again about disciplinary incidents throughout our school systems. 27, your writings and your findings, 27 level 4 offenses, and that would be assault and weapons in one county, with 5 expulsions issued despite the state law requiring, and we don't necessarily need to get into what county that is, but it's a major problem, Tiffany.
Yeah, and I just want to be clear. Like, I didn't do any investigation.
Okay.
I
Fair
just
enough.
pulled it, right? I pulled it, and they said, we went in and investigated, and this is what we found. And and then there's questions like, well, maybe there's 27 incidents. How many of those are duplicates? Like, one student committed multiple infractions or whatever. But, at the end of the day, I think this is really, to me, the discipline thing is about families and transparency. I send my student to school every day with a reasonable expectation that they are safe, and that if anyone, including other students, walks into the school and creates an unsafe situation, your number one priority is to eliminate whatever safety concerns the other students are going to have, and to allow students to stay in school after those kinds of infractions. And I don't know what they were, and it didn't say, and that's private information.
Right, yeah.
So level 4 is just a category, and it could have meant, pushing and shoving. It could have meant a weapon. It could have meant or drugs or something. It could be a lot of different things. So I'm not saying, not pointing fingers at like exactly what happened and exactly what people did. But these are the kinds of things that, in my opinion, and I put this as part of the paper, if a school, if the DOE is finding that there's a school that's had these kind of problems, they owe it to families to say, this is what's happening in this school. They don't have to give personal data away. They don't have to say names, but they do need to say, this is something we're dealing with. We want your input. We need your help, and make it known that because families have a right to go someplace else if the school is unsafe in that way.
All right, final 30 seconds or so. What do parents need to know? What should their takeaway be from this? And what kind of questions do they need to be asking to school officials, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think the main thing on finance and academics are really tied together. And if I was a parent in one of these districts, especially ones with these financial troubles, I would go to school board meetings and say, how are you tying finances to outcomes, right? Are we just hitting like copy and paste from one budget year to the next? Or are you looking at what are you buying? What value is that creating for students, and what are the outcomes? So like hiring more people is not an outcome, that's an input, right? So if I hire more people, what outcomes does that produce for students? Are we seeing the needle move on academics? And those are the main driving questions, because I think that fixes two problems with one stone. Asking how the money's tied to outcomes cleans up your budget, points the arrow in the right direction, and ultimately increases academic performance for kids.
Tiffany Hoban, Director of Education Partnerships and Strategy for the Cardinal Institute. We appreciate you being here, as always. Thanks a lot. Have a great rest of your day.
Of course. Thanks a bunch. You too.
2:22. We're back after this.
Brighten your mornings with Tudor's $5 sunrise specials. Enjoy our Mary B, egg, crispy bacon, and cheese on our buttery biscuit, loaded with more bacon than the rest. Or try the Ron, featuring a bigger, hearty sausage patty topped with egg and cheese on a biscuit so delicious you'll savor every bite. Each combo comes with crispy hash browns and your choice of coffee or iced tea, all for just $5. Warm up winter mornings with this hot deal. Available for a limited time.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Poca Valley has proudly served the citizens of Roane, Kanawha, Putnam, and surrounding counties for over a century. As your trusted community bank, we're committed to building relationships and meeting your financial needs. And with the Poca Valley Visa card, you can enjoy competitive interest rates, no annual fees, and a rewarding points program, all from a bank you know and trust. Visit your local Poca Valley office to apply or call us. Poca Valley, where relationships matter. Member FDIC.
Trojan Landing Marine is now Charleston's newest power sports dealership.
We now feature a full line of sleek Suzuki street bikes and four-wheelers. We're now offering the innovative riding experience of Benda motorcycles. The next step in motorcycle evolution with all-electric Zero high-performance bikes. We've now got Segway vehicles starting as low as $10,000. Come in and check out our great selection of high-quality Benelli and Royal Enfield bikes. Visit Trojan Landing in Charleston, now your water, road, and dirt dealership.
Coming to the Beckley Convention Center, Saturday 23rd and 24th. Who are the toughest men and women in the state of West Virginia? Watch Tough Man live on Metro News Television to find out. Featured fights, top 5 finishes, and event archives. Download Metro News Television on iPhone, iPad, Android, Roku, LG TV, Apple TV, Fire TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Find out more at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Stike Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement, and we craft detailed financial plans for people like you because you're building your retirement your way. You deserve advice that's built to handle what your life brings. To meet with your Stike team advisor, call us at 304-443-4240 or email stike-info@wealthenhancement.com.
On the next State of Minds.
People appreciate cool tattoos and they appreciate good tattoos. It's a way to make yourself different.
What do you think would fit me?
I think a ninja. A ninja with two swords.
Us.
Welcome back to the show. 226 Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Stephanie Pauly, Matt Guitar Murphy, our producers today on our parking lot here. 1111 Virginia Street East in Charleston, 3rd Annual WVRC Media Charleston. Drop Your Socks events. Rob Reel from her sister station here in Charleston. Superstar Country 96.1 KWS is here along with Jason Quintrell from Union Mission. Roberto, how's it been going out there today?
So far, so good. We are at about, I think my best guess was 1,650 pairs of socks when we came in. So who knows how long or how many pairs have come through. But like 50 and hundreds at a time, folks have been coming in. So it's a great day so far, but it's still a long way to go until 6 o'clock this evening.
6 o'clock this evening again. And if you're listening to us in one of our other places around the state of West Virginia, you can go online and donate as well. Jason?
WeFeedPeople.com. Hit the Donate Now button, tag it to Sock Drop, and we will be sure to buy socks for you.
Safe and secure, by the way. I know that folks are always concerned about when they give money, and rightly so. I get it.
Yeah.
But safe and secure guaranteed.
Indeed, indeed. And we started the day with a lot of socks because a lot of our listeners, I always say, whether it's here in Charleston, whether it's Martinsburg, Elkins, wherever, we have a flag hanging. Do we actually have a flag?
If we don't, we should.
We should get Stephanie. Go get a flag. All right, so we're going to get a flag, a WVRC media flag, to fly over all of our stations. But our listeners always show up, whether it's an event we're doing here at any of our other stations. And we started the day with a lot of socks that people just said, "Hey, can't make it Thursday. Here you go."
I believe our opening stake was about 150. So that's how we started the day, and it tripled almost immediately in the 7 o'clock hour. We had a local church show up with a donation of 300 pairs of socks. And so we were knocking on the door of 500 within our first hour of the day. I am always impressed, astonished at times, but never truly surprised at the way West Virginians come through for West Virginians.
Always. That's the case. I mean,
Yeah.
West Virginia people always come out for one another. Very clannish. And very willing to take care of each other at the drop of a hat.
It's our Scots-Irish roots.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
The clan connection to one another, that we are all family to one another. We're all kin.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Hey, I'm from Southern West Virginia. You don't have to tell me that. I gave you an opportunity for a joke there.
Oh,
but you don't have to
did you want me to do the CSI West Virginia
joke?
joke?
No,
Okay.
don't. Why socks, though, Jason? Why socks?
It's a need that we all have. We don't think about it, but man, my feet are cold right now being out in the parking lot, and I have socks on. Believe it or not, there are people in 2026 that are struggling to have socks on their feet.
Right.
And we as just caring, loving people, we should take care of those, and your listeners are doing just that today.
And that's what we love to hear. And again, we're talking about this event that's happening with our WVRC Media Charleston stations on our parking lot, 1111 Virginia Street East in Charleston, 3rd Annual Sock Drop benefiting Union Mission. Big shout out to the folks at Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, again, for making it all possible. You guys hang out with me here just 1 second. We have people in the parking lot manning the fort out there, right?
Yes.
All right. Get those sales weasels out there to do something. All right. We'll be back with more after this. And now we'll go to the Metro News anchor desk for a check of local news. You're listening to Midday on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Aaron Parker. Governor Morrisey's efforts to increase West Virginia's energy capacity is continuing.
New development is coming to the Northern Panhandle with the announcement of a natural gas power plant on its way to Moundsville. Governor Patrick Morrisey says energy company Calpine is investing $1 billion into the project.
They're moving forward on a project that we've been talking with them about, and up in Marshall County, they've been spending a lot of talking, working with them over the last year. They're moving forward on more than a 500 megawatt natural gas power plant in Moundsville.
State Office of Energy Director Nick Preservati says that plant could be paired with additional development.
Well, obviously it's not a utility regulated plant, so it's either going to be merchant, or if a data center feels the need to have additional generation, it's a great opportunity for them as well.
Morrisey says outstanding energy projects in the state could produce 15,000 to 20,000 construction jobs in the coming years. I'm Daniel Woods, WVMetroNews.com.
State School Superintendent Michelle Blatt speaking about special education costs today before the House Finance Committee. She says the number of special education students are increasing, and so are the costs.
Just as an average, we're probably getting about half of what it costs to educate those students. So we've got some numbers, anywhere from, we're looking at students that have, one particular county, we have 4 million, it's going to cost 8 million.
You're listening to Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Brighten your mornings with Tudor's $5 sunrise specials. Enjoy our Mary B, egg, crispy bacon, and cheese on our buttery biscuit, loaded with more bacon than the rest. Or try the Ron, featuring a bigger, hearty sausage patty topped with egg and cheese on a biscuit so delicious you'll savor every bite. Each combo comes with crispy hash browns and your choice of coffee or iced tea, all for just $5. Warm up winter mornings with this hot deal. Available for a limited time.
Who are the toughest men and women in southern West Virginia? It's the 46th annual Budweiser Tough Man Contest, co-sponsored by Dutch Miller Automotive Group, Fisher Auto Parts, Metro News Television, and Best Ambulance Service. Coming this Friday and Saturday to the Beckley-Raleigh County Convention Center at 7 p.m. Buy tickets at WVToughman.com, the Convention Center, or Renegade Pharmacy in Oceana. Pro Fight Saturday night featuring the pride of Wyoming County, undefeated Philip the Kid Fox.
Police in St. Albans say a student had a handgun on the bus on Wednesday. Police received a call from Hayes Middle School on Wednesday where they said police received a call from Hayes Middle School. They told police they took possession of a gun on the evening bus. A Kanawha County Schools employee confiscated the gun and turned it over to school employees. And a student in Upshur County is recovering from injuries after a wreck on Route 20 this morning. The bus slid on black ice and went into an embankment. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Aaron Parker.
West Virginia Outdoors is the Mountain State's only hook and bullet radio show, dedicated to the more than 250,000 hunters and anglers across the state. Award-winning host Chris Lawrence has been tracking down hunting and fishing stories for more than 25 years.
I shot him. He ran over to the edge of the field. He made it about 5-10 yards out of the edge of the field and fell over there.
West Virginia Outdoors covers it all. Saturday mornings at 7:06 a.m. on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. This is Metro News Midday, presented by Salango Law. SalangoLaw.com.
Welcome back to the show. 26 minutes away from 3, Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit SalangoLaw.com. I'm Matt Guitar Murphy, Stephanie Pauly, our producers today. Open line, West Virginia, 1-800-765-TALK, 1-800-765-8255, or you can text 304-TALK-304. And I will get to the calls and texts coming up momentarily, but I want to give these guys a couple of more minutes. The WVRC Media Charleston third annual sock drop going on our parking lot, 1111 Virginia Street East in Charleston. Got a whole crew out there. You don't even have to get out of your car, Rob.
Yes, and we've had so many wonderful folks come through, whether it's just been, hey, I went and got my French toast kit for the big winter storm, their milk, their eggs, their bread, and I picked up a couple of pairs. Sorry, I couldn't do more. No, that's plenty. Don't worry. And then we've had just as many folks roll through with a big minivan or an SUV, like, hey, let me pop the hatch.
Yep.
And there was one, it was about 150 pairs of socks in the back hatch. And just the way West Virginians take care of West Virginians, I hope sets an example for the rest of the country, especially in these fractious times.
I want to give a big shout out to the folks at Rolling Smoke Barbecue here in the
yes,
Charleston
sir.
area, because they heard about what we were doing and contacted us and said, we want to provide you guys lunch. And because radio people are very hard to please.
We are food motivated.
Yeah, and their food's great. They've actually helped us out in the past. But I want to give a quick plug statewide for them. We're going to be featuring them on the Lunch Spot segment here in a couple of weeks. They were voted Southern Living West Virginia's best barbecue restaurant. They'll be taking part in Restaurant Week, which is next week here in Charleston. And they do that the slow smoked brisket, the
Wagyu.
The Wagyu.
Uh-huh.
The sides are just as good as the meats. I mean,
some of the best cornbread I've ever had in my life.
The potato salad, the coleslaw. I'm making myself hungry, guys. It's almost time for round two.
Yeah, I maybe have a little drool going on myself. So it's good stuff. And located in Big Chimney, or as I'm told to say, Big Chimbley.
Big Chimbley, West Virginia, just up the road here from us. And again, Jason, I want to make sure that people realize that no matter where they're listening to us on any of our stations today, they can donate to this cause. And even though it's in Union Mission, you are based in Charleston. You guys go state and, if need be, nationwide. You know,
Sure.
That's what you do.
Sure. Yeah, we've helped in multiple states around us. We will try to the best of our ability to help or take care of a situation if we can.
Yeah, and we saw you guys very involved in the flood recovery efforts, and we did a little activity, to try to help those folks as well. You guys are great partners of ours here in Charleston and throughout the state. We really appreciate it. Give us a website again.
WeFeedPeople.com, donate now button. As Rob said, it is very secure. You don't have to worry about that, but you can tag that with sock drop, and we will get that taken care of for you.
All right. And so we're going to be here till 6 o'clock tonight, and we'll be, calculating the cash and checks that come in for the next couple of days. We should have a total for you by early next week as far as, how much cash we got and how many pairs of socks we got, Rob.
And I know we're already preparing for our next thing in the summer. That's going to be tentatively first Thursday in June. Drop your snacks for kids mainly who get breakfast and lunch, who are on the programs for food at school. And then when school's out, what are they going to do? How are they going to eat? We like to take care of them. For those who are thinking about, as crazy as things are in this world, and everything is just bonkers, it feels like. So how can I deal with all these problems in the world? What can I do? Pick up a shovel and start digging. How do you eat the elephant? One bite at a time. And socks are one bite at this elephant for our friends and neighbors who need to stay warm this winter.
Yeah, all right. And I'll be back out there with you guys a little bit later on. Again, 6 o'clock tonight on our parking lot. 1111 Virginia Street is east here in Charleston. Rob Reel from 96.1 Superstar Country KWS. Appreciate you being here. Jason Quintrell, Union Mission. Always a pleasure.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right. We'll get to Open Line West Virginia. What's on your mind, West Virginia? 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. WeFeedPeople.com. That is the website that you can go to if you want to donate to wherever you may be listening to us today. We certainly appreciate it. 22 minutes away from 3, text says, on the oil spill in Wayne County, even though it wasn't AEP's fault that the oil spilled, the container for the oil was near a drinking water source. How many more times do entire drinking water systems need to be contaminated by hazardous material spills? Perhaps the legislature should look into doing something about hazardous materials stored near drinking water solutions, says a texter. Text says, I hope it snows 2 feet like what we used to get. Well, those of us that have to get out of the house and go to work, we do not share your enthusiasm. Just saying. Text says, South Charleston should absorb Dunbar, says a texter. A lot of talk of folks absorbing other areas. This goes back to, again, we talked to the mayor of Dunbar, Scott Elliott, on the show a little bit earlier, and it was announced that the city of South Charleston made this announcement. They're getting this big project going on out there where they're putting a whole lot of new stores out there. They open up this first-of-its-kind mega Kroger store. There's not another one in West Virginia, from what I understand. And fortunately for them, but unfortunately, it was the closing of 2 other stores, one almost directly across the street in what's known as the Riverwalk Plaza in South Charleston. That one was understood. But then in Dunbar, we talked to Mayor Elliott about that. They knew that was going to close. They just didn't know it was going to be that soon. And it's a lot of money, a lot of B&O taxes that go out of the city of Dunbar. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304 Talk 304. Text says, as we get set for a snowstorm this weekend, can we please say a prayer for our highway crews and first responders that have to work no matter what? My husband is an EMT, and he'll be out in it no matter what. Absolutely. Absolutely. Text says, I simply don't recognize this country anymore. Well, I'd have to get a little bit more context as to what you exactly mean by that. Text says, ice in America reminds me a heck of a lot of the stories my great-grandmother used to tell me about what happened to her family in Germany. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304 Talk 304. Text says, we have a secondary source of water in Mon because we are progressive, says a texter. Text says, before anyone calls out ICE, let's remember they wouldn't even be in existence had Sleepy Joe and his blank not have opened up the borders, according to a texter. Text says, thanks for mentioning Restaurant Week in Charleston. Yeah, we're going to actually have a little bit more on Restaurant Week in Charleston coming up on tomorrow's show. It kicks off Monday, and there are more restaurants than ever that are taking part in restaurant. And this is just in Charleston. There are other cities doing Restaurant Week as well. And we'll get into the story on tomorrow's show. But basically, this started not long after the water crisis happened in Charleston. And they've done it every year except for the COVID year. And it was just a way to try to get people to want to patronize local restaurants. And we got a bunch of them here in Charleston that are going to be taking part in it. And again, we'll tell you more about that coming up on tomorrow's show. And January is always the worst month in the restaurant business because people are coming off the holidays. The weather sucks sometimes. And maybe people still hold on to those New Year's resolutions. I don't know. Statistically speaking, most people end them by about January 5th or 6th. But just saying, we'll talk about it on the show tomorrow. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304 Talk 304. Text says, Dave Allen, your Mayor Monday show is your greatest work yet. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you. It's not great because of me. It's great because we have great mayors around the state of West Virginia that love an opportunity to sell their cities. And we'll do another one on Monday during the 2 o'clock hour. Text says, Dave, don't even think about going to your local Walmart for bread or milk. It ain't happening. Text says, hope we get a snow like we did in 1993. That's what we need. Again, those of us that have to get out in it, hope not. But everybody got their ideas. Text says, will the concert go on at the Civic Center Coliseum? When would they cancel if they do? I'm going to say it goes on no matter what. I mean, I could be wrong. Talking about the Jason Aldean concert at the Coliseum and Convention Center. I can't see them canceling that no matter what because the folks are probably already going to be in town. I mean, the concert is this week. I mean, they're going to be here. That concert's going to go on. And I will definitely tell you that the hunting and fishing show at the Coliseum and Convention Center is going on. I talked to Glenn Jarrell from the West Virginia Trophy Hunters Association of a local show in Charleston a couple times this week. Yeah, that's going on no matter what because hunters and outdoors people, they don't really care what Mother Nature says. They're coming out. And so snow, ice, whatever, I can tell you the hunting and fishing show is going on as scheduled at the Coliseum and Convention Center. It's 2:43. We'll take a break. Come back after this.
The Mountain State Assessment of Trends in Community Health, or MATCH, is a survey sent to 88,000 West Virginian home addresses where the information you provide can support policymakers to direct resources to help your community. If selected, you will receive the survey information and invitation in the mail. You can complete the survey online, by mail, or by phone, and you will be compensated for your time. Visit wvmatchsurvey.org for more information. Helping your community is a touchdown for West Virginia.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Poca Valley has proudly served the citizens of Roane, Kanawha, Putnam, and surrounding counties for over a century. As your trusted community bank, we're committed to building relationships and meeting your financial needs. And with the Poca Valley Visa card, you can enjoy competitive interest rates, no annual fees, and a rewarding points program, all from a bank you know and trust. Visit your local Poca Valley office to apply or call us. Poca Valley, where relationships matter. Member FDIC.
Trojan Landing Marine is now Charleston's newest power sports dealership. We now feature a full line of sleek Suzuki street bikes and four-wheelers. We're now offering the innovative riding experience of Benda motorcycles. The next step in motorcycle evolution with all-electric Zero high-performance bikes. We've now got Segway vehicles starting as low as $10,000. Come in and check out our great selection of high-quality Benelli and Royal Enfield bikes. Visit Trojan Landing in Charleston, now your water, road, and dirt dealership.
Coming to the Beckley Convention Center, Saturday 23rd and 24th. Who are the toughest men and women in the state of West Virginia? Watch Tough Man live on Metro News Television to find out. Featured fights, top 5 finishes, and event archives. Download Metro News Television on iPhone, iPad, Android, Roku, LG TV, Apple TV, Fire TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Find out more at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Stike Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement, and we craft detailed financial plans for people like you because you're building your retirement your way. You deserve advice that's built to handle what your life brings. To meet with your Stike team advisor, call us at 304-443-4240 or email stike-info@wealthenhancement.com.
On the next State of Minds.
People appreciate cool tattoos and they appreciate good tattoos. It's a way to make yourself different.
What do you think would fit me?
I think a ninja. A ninja with 2 swords.
Metro News Midday, heard all over the great state of West Virginia. Great radio stations like WSLW White Sulphur Springs, WKKX and WVLY in Wheeling, WEPM Martinsburg, WAJR in Morgantown, WKLP Kaiser, WVW Logan, WKMZ Clarksburg, WDNE in Elkins, WCHS, our flagship here in Charleston, and WJLS in Beckley. Open line West Virginia, 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK, 304. Text says, so Second Amendment enthusiasts keep the bellies behind the keyboard as the Fourth Amendment is destroyed by Ice, Barbie, and ICE. Better hope your friends are always in power, says a texter. Text says, Dave, I understand the oil spill was caused by sabotage. However, why did not the transformer have adequate spill containment underneath the equipment containing 5,000 gallons of oil, says the texter. Well, those are all questions that have to be answered by somebody who is not hosting this show. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK 304. Text says, Dave, on public school, my 2 kids are products of public schools, both graduated in the 1990s. They're homeschooling their kids now, and I don't blame them, with liberal indoctrination that's going on now in public schools. Text says, ever notice how since the Republicans took over the states, the whole infrastructure is crumbling? Coincidence? I think not. I'm going to push back on that just a little bit, and I'm going to say I'm not an infrastructure expert, but infrastructures don't crumble in a little over 10 years. That's been a whole lot of not doing what people should ought to do for a number of years, Republican and Democrat. I will say that. 1-800-765-TALK, text 304-TALK 304. Text says, remember the old days when people just lived with the weather no matter what it was? I do, and I like it better that way. I'm expected to get up at 5 a.m. and go to work every day, no matter what, says a texter. Text says, one thing I would like to see the legislature do is to mandate drug testing and body cams for all teachers. Yeah. A lot of people would agree with that. I think some people wouldn't agree with that. And some people might get a different image of their children, too, if they saw that. Text says, what's the big deal about the whole baby dog mural? Doesn't the state have more important things to worry about? Well, we got a story posted about it at wvmetronews.com. It wasn't the fact that the whole, and you remember the controversy with the mural, it was the fact that those in charge didn't follow proper protocol. You can't just go and just put something up. There are meetings that have to be held and so on and so forth. You can't just do that willy-nilly as somebody did. By the way, who is willy-nilly? I always wondered that. Text says, it's going to snow. Get over it. You live in West Virginia, not Hawaii. 1-800-765-TALK, the phone number. Text 304-TALK, 304. Text says, Dave, have you stocked up on your bread and milk yet? Well, let me just say this. If I were going to do any stocking of stuff for a winter storm, I don't know that bread and milk would be at the top of my priorities. Okay, bread, because it's part of the very essential sandwich group. But the milk, I don't know. I don't know if that would be at the top of my list of priorities. Text says, people are insane. They act like the snow is going to keep them in their house forever, never getting out again. How much bread and milk does one house need? I've often said that when we have these things. It's like, and again, I am not a panic buyer. My wife does most of the grocery shopping, and sometimes on the weekends we go together, and we're good. We're pretty much good on everything, I think. But I think we could probably survive in our house for like 2 years because we're not preppers by any stretch of the imagination. My wife just likes a good deal. All right, so I think we'd probably be good. Text says, I ate at a Mexican restaurant for lunch today. Every middle-aged male that walked out alone made me wonder if they were scouting for an ice raid. I feel like that. I know the restaurant staff feels that way. I was waiting for the SUVs to descend on the restaurant. It's a sad look for the federal government and for the U.S. Text says, going back to your cash discussion yesterday, nothing makes me more mad than being behind someone digging for cash or change at the cash register. Either join the 21st century or stay home, says a texter. Well, I mean, I think if that's, I'm a big believer in the Hoppy Kercheval thing. You do you. And I think businesses should offer, should take cash. As long as that writing's on that dollar bill, they should take cash, in my opinion. Text says, I don't know who your guest was earlier, but he said there's not enough accountability for students who are not in county-run schools. Well, that's sort of the point, and it's a right. Most of those who choose to homeschool don't want the government involved in the education of their children. It's not the government's business in America anyway. The only thing schools care about is getting that money. That's the only reason they want accountability. I guarantee you that if the schools wouldn't lose money when students leave, they would be tickled to death for homeschoolers. Was it too long ago they were complaining about too many students in the classroom? Referencing the guest we had was Will Hassefluke, the superintendent of Jackson County Schools. Is it spring yet? Says the texter. 1-800-765-TALK or text 304-TALK 304. We'll wrap it up after this.
You know a thing or two about the moments in life that matter. You've seized those moments to embrace joy, accomplish great things, and build meaningful relationships. Is it time now to sit back and reflect on a life well lived? Maybe. Or maybe there's more to be done. Maybe this is the most important moment you've encountered yet. By volunteering with AmeriCorps Seniors, you can seize the moment, lend a hand, and get back more than you give. We connect you to local volunteer organizations with opportunities that fit your schedule and match your interests. Through AmeriCorps Seniors, you can support people in times of need and make your community stronger. You can become a companion to your older neighbors, brightening their days with friendship. You can even become a mentor for young people, serving as a role model and enriching their lives. Are you ready to seize your moment? Visit AmeriCorps.gov/yourmoment and get started today.
No young person should ever have to worry about having a safe place to sleep at night, or whether anyone cares about them.
But the reality is, 1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis and giving them the support and tools they need to succeed in life. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today. Thank you for caring.
All children deserve the best start. That includes good oral health. As life milestones are met, ensure they visit dental specialists at ages 1, 7, and 15. Around age 1, it's time for a visit with a pediatric dentist to help establish good oral health habits. At 7, it's time to see an orthodontist to ensure your child's bite, teeth, and jaws are developing properly. Around 15, it's time for a visit to an oral and maxillofacial surgeon to determine if your child's wisdom teeth need to be removed or monitored. Remember, milestones met, healthy teeth set. Visit specialists at ages 1, 7, and 15. Make these appointments at the right time to ensure a proper foundation for good oral health. Learn more at milestonesmet.org.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, Honey Bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Wounded Warrior Project helps post-9/11 veterans and their families realize what's possible. With support and resources that bring warriors together and empower them to become stronger, both inside and out.
It's possible to begin healing.
To get the help you need.
To find peace.
And as each warrior's needs evolve, so do we. Because these last 20 years are just the beginning. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
Welcome back to the show. Final text of the day says, if a person is convicted for third DUI, their driver's license should say no purchase of alcohol allowed. Interesting. The only thing I would say to that is it's kind of like, those under 21, then it can always find somebody to buy it for them. I mean, not that I have experience with that.
Oh, no,
I'm just
of course
saying,
not.
Hey, programming note here. I want to remind you again to be sure and check out the latest episode of State of Minds with Hoppy. Drops tonight at 7:30. Hoppy sitting down with Jacob Gordon, visionary tattoo artist, co-owner of Morgantown's Katana Gold. We're going to talk about the evolution from a teenage apprentice in Brewston Mills to an internationally acclaimed creator. Drops tonight, 7:30. MetroNewsTV.com to stream it or download Metro News TV television app, or you can get that on your iPhone, Android, Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Also available now on Betamax.
Betamax.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm good to go.
I added that myself.
Hey, man, tattoo artists. Remember that used to be like the rage. That would be the guy you go to in prison.
Yeah.
Now they're visionaries.
Yes. I mean, this guy, we got a little preview of it with Hoppy yesterday. This guy is something else.
That's
awesome.
Here,
this is not your typical these tattoos that this guy does take like months sometimes to do. I know what you're thinking. That's a long time to lay on a table. They do it a little at a time weekly. They don't do it all at one.
How long can it possibly take to write Mother?
Well, it's a lot more than that.
I suppose that's true.
It's all right. What you got on this big show
Well,
today?
what are you going to do? Oh, you know what? It's a beautiful day outside.
It is.
I've been thinking about taking the boat out this weekend.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think?
Well, you might hit an iceberg. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about plans you might have if you're snowed in.
Okay.
Are you the kind of person that suffers from cabin fever? We'll talk about that.
All right. And that's coming up on the hotline at many of these same Metro News stations. Hey, our producers today, Stephanie Pauly and Matt Guitar Murphy, thank you so much. I'll be back tomorrow with 13 News and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron. I'm going to head out to the parking lot now. It's sock drop day. I've got Aldo all day because I've been in here, so I got to go out there and help those guys out. See you tomorrow at noon. Until then, have fun. I love somebody.